Hey everybody, and welcome to the Holotapes Weekly episode 220. What an exciting number. I'm Jordan M, and I'm your host for today. I'm joined by my co-host, Jordan B.
Hi.
And we're joined by our regular guests, CJ.
Hi.
And our other regular guest, Caedo.
Hello.
Do you realize you used the plural form for both of those, but only introduced one of them at a time?
That's interesting. Don't question me. How about that, Jordan?
Welcome.
Don't make me pull the boss card on you, because I will.
Whatever.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm good.
Better now that I have a second cup of coffee.
Woo!
I did. This one was good. I didn't mess this one up.
My coffee is cold by this point, and I don't want to get up to get another cup because I'm lazy. So, glad to have you on today. Before we start, I want to say that our weekly dollar for today... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over weekly dollar again because I feel like we have a lot of new viewers since I last explained it. So here's what your weekly dollar is.
There's going to be more, too.
More
Hell
what?
yeah, there will be.
Yeah, there's always going to be more followers. Always more viewers. Always more everything. But anyways, your weekly dollar is our version of trying to get people to donate to charity. If you haven't heard before, I'll explain right now. What we do is we suggest a charitable cause that you guys go and find a charity that you think is doing the best work towards that charitable cause. So let's say I say it's for water distribution or something like that.
Water contribution.
Water conservation.
Wait, conservation. Yeah, you're correct. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll
Water
just shut up and
contractions?
drink my coffee.
Water contractions. Anyways, so let's say I say that, and there's some guys that are doing a lot of good research into fixing clean water, and there's also a company that's doing really good at distributing water. You just give to whichever one you think is doing better. It doesn't really matter as long as we get money out there. And so, you know, whatever the charitable cause is for the week, you figure out whatever charity you think is doing the best. And then what you do is you go on Twitter and you tweet at us and you tell us what charity you gave to and how much and your name, and the top 3 donators to any of the charities that are related to the charitable cause of that week, we will give a shout out to on the next episode. Honestly, it's pretty easy. You know, you don't have to give too much, and even if you don't give anything, just let people know about it. Just that week, you know, if somebody brings up charities, just, you know, mention that this is a good charitable cause to give to. And we try and be really diverse about it. I mean, I hate animals, but we still always try and promote animal well-being and stuff like that and charities like that. Wait, what?
You hate animals?
I hate animals.
I was about to question that, too.
I hate animals. How does everyone not know that by this point?
I knew that.
Yeah,
That's a
you've
weird
also
thing
known
to
me
hate.
for, like, forever, Jordan.
That's true.
Like, I hate stubbed toes, like, cuts and bruises, but you
Anyways,
hate
back on
animals.
topic. But, you know, we try and be really diverse about how we give, and it really comes down to we're just trying to make sure that we provide as much happiness and save as many lives as we can in our small way. So, you know, it's a good thing. So this week's weekly dollar is diabetes research. So, I mean, diabetes affects a lot of people, both type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. Find a good charity that helps with that kind of stuff. I mean, I think everyone, at least in the U.S., knows someone who is affected by diabetes. And even in a lot of other countries, a lot of people know other people who are affected by type 1 or type 2. I know I had an aunt who was affected by gestational too. So, I mean, you know, it affects a lot of people. So go out there and give to whatever you think is doing the best. Did I get everything?
I think so.
Like it?
Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Enough of the serious stuff. Let's move on to fan questions. Y'all ready?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
Are you sure, Caedo? Because you really didn't sound like you were actually ready.
Yeah, I am.
I like
I'm
how
ready.
I said no.
I'm ready to move on to a topic that I am okay with.
All right. First question. Jonathan Ricci at RicciBoy on Twitter. If you were to be an enemy in the game, what would you be and why?
Ugh.
I mean, you know, realistically, I'd probably be a ghoul, but...
Why would you? That would be the only way you'd still be surviving in the year
Right.
2277. Yeah.
I guess it'd be nice to be the Enclave.
Can I be a boss?
Can you be a boss? Can you be Frank Horrigan?
You knew where I was going.
Oh, wait, I changed my mind. I know who I'd be.
Who would you be?
That mugger that doesn't have the gun loaded. What is his name? I can't remember it off the top of my head. Whatever, the random encounter guy. You all know who I'm talking about.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah. Good choice.
I think that I would not choose an enemy that's in the game. I would choose a new enemy, and I would make the mysterious stranger, but that works against the player character.
That would suck.
It would. It would be like a 1 in 100 chance every single time you go into a battle to instantly die.
That's how they'll incorporate multiplayer.
That's oh god, no, don't even.
Please no multiplayer, please.
I was joking, of course. I was joking.
No, we get it. We get it. Doesn't mean that we're happy about it. You even brought it up. That's like jinxing it.
Yeah. Do what I want. It's a trait that I chose.
Oh, is it?
Jinx. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a good idea, like a trait, but don't
No,
like
that
it has to be.
no, jinx was actually a trait
Oh,
in.
never mind.
Was it Fallout 1 or Fallout 2?
I think it's both.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, chances to critical fail are extremely high for your enemies, but also for you.
Yep.
So you can have your gun malfunction a lot. It's pretty neat.
A lot. But yeah, CJ, we didn't hear yours. What's up?
I said Enclave.
Just Enclave, that's it? Nothing more interesting than that.
It's pretty cushy life, you know, just chill on the oil rig or on the.
Would you want to
East
be a
Coast.
soldier or an officer or Frank Horgan?
Oof. Well, Frank Horgan, he kind of got screwed a little bit. I don't want to be a super mutant. I think I'm just gonna go with probably Navarro remnants that got away at the end of Fallout 2.
Oh, there you go.
Friends in the Wasteland. That's a good one.
That's true.
Well, they're not really enemies anymore. But
Good choice.
Yeah.
whatever.
You know what just occurred to me? Frank Horgan is a ripoff of the Super Soldier Serum evil version of the Hulk. What the fuck is his name?
Oh, Grey Hulk.
Is that who? No, Grey Hulk is the smart version of the Hulk. I'm thinking of
Oh, I totally just guessed that.
Grey Hulk does exist. No, I'm thinking of.
I'll tell you in a second.
I looked it up.
You know who I'm talking about, the General.
Yeah, he was in the most recent one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways.
We all know who you're talking about. So.
Yeah. Y'all know who I'm talking about, but anyways, yeah, I just realized that's basically a straight ripoff.
I don't know. I think a kind of a Darth Vader complex.
Sort of, same time.
But
Except he wasn't disabled before.
no, he just got super jacked.
Yeah.
And cybernetic implants along with it.
All right. Next question. Christopher Carter at TheSarge1984 on Twitter asks, "What is your favorite song from Fallout 3 and New Vegas?"
Something
I don't
from-
have a favorite song from New Vegas because I think they're all terrible.
That's a lie.
Whoa!
That's
I don't play with the radio on. It's so
Are we gonna have a battle, Jordan?
well. No, hold up. The Big Mountain Radio is okay. The rest of them suck.
Can it be
I
rap?
like the smooth jazz.
Ah,
Smooth jazz is modern. There was no smooth jazz in the 50s. Nice try.
there wasn't.
No.
No.
said favorite songs. Battle theme from the original soundtrack, not the radio. Thank you.
I like Way Back Home in Fallout 3. That one's really good.
Yeah, it is. What's the one with Danny Kaye or the? They've got things like the atom bomb, so I think I'll stay where
Civilization.
I am. Thank you. It's the word I was looking for.
I personally really like all of the radio music from 3, which is a tragedy because like it's
Even
not the better
even
of the
corny in
two games.
Kansas. I'm as corny as Kansas
Yeah.
City.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
time is- yeah,
That's a good one.
it's a very cheesy song. That's what I have to say about it.
How do you not like Blue Moon in New Vegas? Oh my god. Or Orange Colored Sky.
Standing alone.
I don't like feeling like a cowboy, and that only adds to
That's nothing like being a cowboy. What you
Without a
talking about?
love of my own.
Yeah.
it. I
It's
just
not.
mentally picture like some guy just
And then
chilling
there
out by the
suddenly
campfire,
appeared before me.
and it's just like
The only one my arms would hold.
So it's pretty clear what your favorite songs are.
Oh my goodness. Also, how can you not like Kick in the Head?
Yeah.
I mean,
meh,
meh?
meh.
To Martin? What's wrong with you? You're fired. Jesus.
I mean,
What
it's
kind of-
definitely the better of the song. I mean, eh.
It was nice
Disappointing.
knowing you, Jordan. See you later. Podcast is over. We're done.
Podcast is not over, unfortunately. We have to continue this. It is a
Have to deal with
requirement.
You
me.
mean fortunately, sell it, man.
Fortunately, we get to sell it. What? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of good songs in both. I don't know. I sing along to every single one of them, so.
All right,
Good job.
I lied. Here it is. Jingle Jangle Jingle is my favorite from New Vegas.
Interesting.
Let's move on, please.
As I go riding merrily along, jingle jangle.
All right,
we're moving
so
on.
we're gonna stop.
No, actually, this is gonna be the rest of the podcast. We're actually
Yeah.
just we're gonna sing some a cappella. It's gonna work. So everybody sort of get your voices warmed up and.
I don't think you want that, really.
Do,
I
re,
hate
mi,
to break
fa, sol, la, ti, do.
That was so bad, CJ. It hurt my ears.
I'm gonna go.
What do you think, Caedo? Are you in? You want to do an acapella? We can actually sell it.
No.
We'll sell it as a CD.
No,
We'll get a panel at PAX.
no,
And
I don't
we'll
sing.
sell it as a CD. Come on, let's do it. Barbershop Quartet.
Don't or won't. No, I'm just kidding.
Roommate.
Roommate? Roommate? Did I say a roommate could be on my podcast?
Oh no, not again. Run.
Guess what happened to the last person that intruded on the podcast? You can find their body somewhere in Ohio. All right, we're moving on.
Did you drive all the way to Ohio for that?
I drove
That's
all the way to
impressive.
That's a
Ohio.
waste of gas.
Well, I
To
mean,
get
there's
rid of
already
body.
there's already enough bodies here in Seattle. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh man, we're way off top. We're getting back. Next question. Mega D Brick on YouTube asks, what is your favorite get-up, for lack of a better word? For example, the sheriff's duster and hat plus authority glasses plus cowboy repeater is mine. So what is y'all's? What's your favorite outfit?
Most of my fans know mine already. It's the reinforced leather armor, boomer hat, and lucky shades.
Lucky shades are legit. Also, here's the thing that I never understood. People who immediately get on the bad side of Caesar's Legion instead of getting really, really good in with them, so that way the boxes from Caesar's favor keep on respawning, and you could get the lucky shades.
Dude, they give you so much stuff.
They give you so many caps that it is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You will have more doctor's bags than you ever know what to do with.
The only way you could get more doctor's bags is if you were to finish dead money and just continuously going back to that fucking bunker.
Oh yeah. It makes
Only
some
way you
sense.
can get more.
Yeah.
Only way you can get more. But yeah, if you don't know what quest I'm talking about, look up Caesar's Favor or Caesar's Hire. Both very, very good quests.
Yeah, I think it's after you become liked, right?
Yeah, it starts when you become liked, and they add 3 boxes to that hill. And then once you hit the max, it's 5 boxes, all of which can contain up to ridiculous levels of stuff. Like you can get huge amounts of stim packs and Legion Denari and stuff like that.
And armor. They drop some armor in there sometimes.
Yeah, normally it's not too good. It's like recon armor, but I mean it's still decent for caps.
Yeah.
CJ, what about you?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm always a big fan of big armors. I like the Remnants armor that they have. Is that a get-up? I don't know.
It's an outfit. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that or, I guess T-51B is pretty nice.
only winterized. Winterized is best.
Yeah.
Winterized.
You know
is
what I
perfect.
noticed? I noticed this the other day when I was playing Fallout 2. If you give, I think it's Sulik,
Mm-hmm.
like T-51B power armor, he'll actually, like, appear to have painted on it because he's a tribal. It's really cool.
Yeah, it actually is pretty cool.
That's pretty
I know.
cool.
I'm trying to remember. There's another person that you can do that with from Fallout 2, but I can't remember.
That's cool.
But also, speaking of going back to winterized armor, is that intentionally broken or was that a bug?
That was a bug.
Well, okay.
Yeah. The one you get is the one that was actually designed for the Anchorage simulation
Yeah,
instead of the one that's designed for outside in the wasteland.
yeah.
So it's got a ridiculous amount of item health, like in the millions.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Jordan, what about you?
Mine's the Stealth Suit MK2. Hell yeah.
Good choice.
Because it talks to me.
So does Medic power armor, if you like that one, too.
That's true.
Those are
Eh,
cool.
It sounds like a Mr. Gutsy though.
yeah.
It doesn't. It
This
doesn't
one
have
just
have
sounds like a
sultry
needy
robot voice.
girlfriend.
Definitely sounds like a needy girlfriend. I'll agree with you. But it does. I mean, if you like sneaking around, it definitely has the best bonuses. I think personally, I think it was way overpowered, but
Yeah, after you upgrade it all the way?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, sneak plus 15, sneak plus 10, perception plus 1, agility plus 1, and movement speed
I
while
think it
crouch
maxes
plus
out at
20.
sneak 25, actually.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's one of those things where you can pull a Skyrim and just walk in front of people in broad daylight and they won't see you.
Yeah, pretty much.
The best part.
For me, my favorite is the Dapper Gambler suit, the medicine stick, and tortoiseshell glasses.
I
That's what
prefer the
wear.
authority glasses.
Yeah, I like regular glasses because it looks good on a lot of characters. Actual like shades and authority glasses, there are some characters where it just doesn't look good on. But personal
Yeah,
opinion.
fair enough.
Either way, Dapper Gambler suit is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
We had one more question, but I'm not going to answer it because Caedo's on here. From Caedo Genesis on Twitter, does this look infected to you?
Does it?
No.
Okay.
On Twitter?
It just
I was
looks
worried.
it just looks like a really small penis.
All right.
Oh, snap.
I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
What?
We're gonna move on.
There is no picture.
That was the joke, CJ.
This is lame.
That was the joke.
Damn it.
It flew right over your head.
If you want one, I can send you a private message or something. If you
Oh,
really
Jesus.
want one.
Oh boy. Nah, I'm fine. All right.
Are you sure?
I'll take the lose or the loss. Lose.
All right.
The lose, you'll take.
Let's move on. Let's go.
CJ needs another cup of coffee.
Can we all have another cup of coffee? Can we all meet up at Starbucks? Let's meet up at Starbucks,
I would
guys.
love Starbucks, but I don't have any money.
Live in Seattle? Isn't that like a crime? To like want to go to Starbucks in Seattle?
It's not a. Why would it be a crime?
Because like I don't know, you guys have like some of the best local coffee shops in the world.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like going like. Well, first of all, there's a Starbucks around the corner, which is fine because sometimes you want like a mocha, and I don't want to bring out my whole espresso machine that I have at home and not make a mocha. But sometimes you just want to walk down the street and grab a mocha and like be done with it. On the other hand, if you want really, really good Starbucks coffee, you go to the original Starbucks store, or what they call the original Starbucks store. It's not really the original one, but it's in Pike's Place, and it's great. It's better than regular Starbucks.
We need to move on.
Well, no, this has become the coffee podcast. Welcome. If you like decaf, get out.
Or have some Mountain Dew, like me.
This is not a
I
Mountain
wish
Dew.
I had some Mountain Dew. Don't even.
Shut up. Shut up. We had a Mountain Dew commercial last week. We don't need another one.
Yeah, call it product placement.
Oh, for those of you that don't know, I had to cut out a lot of talk about Mountain Dew from last week.
There's still a little bit.
Apparently, according to Jordan, some of it sounded funny.
It sounded so bad, Jordan. Caedo, I don't think I sent you that, but I'll send it to you afterwards. I'm cutting
should.
it out.
You should.
Apparently, it
Oh,
sounded like fan fiction material.
It did. It sounded like fanfiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just-
man.
So I said something, and then Jordan said something, and the combination of two things overlapping sounded really bad.
So you send it to me, and then I can play it back on my 20K announcement.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
We're moving on to our main topic of today, which is culture, both pre- and post-war. So the first question I want to pose to you guys is, why do people think that culture stopped? Because it seems to me that the culture did not stop, and in fact continued developing. It developed in a retro-futuristic way, in that everyone thought that the Cold War anxiety would never go away. Or do you think that the culture really did stop?
Oh, I don't
I don't know
think
why
it did.
music did.
I think that music continued, and the holotapes that they play, or the songs that they play, are just on media that actually survived the war.
Because you do have music. There is references to music that is not from that time period, like that
Like what?
societal time period. The Kings.
Oh yeah, Elvis, which came from the which yeah. See, what was Elvis's heyday?
You're gonna find out. This is Google time.
The 1960s.
Every time you open up a tab, though, Jordan, your microphone cuts out.
Does it?
No, female Jordan.
Me.
Oh, that's because her internet connection sucks.
No.
Fuck you, Germany. Anyway.
Whoa, you're on a watch list now.
Yep.
You would
Probably.
think like it would be pretty straightforward because of just the vault experiments in general
Like, what do you mean?
for maintaining culture.
I think that's part of it, is that a lot
It
of
gets
what was
passed on. It
present-
gets altered, but it's still very close to the same.
Yeah, sort of.
Right.
The other thing that that is a huge piece of culture that happened, at least in the U.S., and I guess that makes sense because it is a Fallout game. So in the U.S., it's the only thing that matters. Was the fact that blacks and other minorities were accepted in the Fallout universe, which is something that happened very, very quickly in the U.S. It was sort of a split second thing where all of a sudden there was armies escorting schoolgirls. But in the Fallout universe, there's no.
It was a quick thing, but it didn't.
It was a
definitely
much.
didn't take long.
It wasn't
As a
small
Fallout
like it's.
universe, yeah.
Yeah. In the Fallout universe, it seems like things just sort of gradually became more diverse instead of having a huge revolt like we did in the U.S. real world. Which begs the question.
People just hate ghouls now.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's.
Redirected their hatred.
I think that's a human kind of thing because they're like fear.
Yeah.
I guess racism is based on fear a lot too.
And so, but instead of worrying about,
I mean, they're basically the new Irish, so whatever.
They're the new blacks, the new Irish, the new whatever. Yeah, but I see where you're coming from with that. It's similar ideas.
Yeah.
But hang on a minute. Wait, Elvis. We were just talking about Elvis. So Elvis did come along at a time before the split. So the split happened.
He didn't.
Huh?
No, he didn't.
He did. All right. So okay. Well, we've agreed
In his first. Oh wait, that's his film debut. My bad. His music career began in 1954. That's after the split.
No, that's right during the split because we've
Oh,
agreed.
you're right.
We've agreed in previous podcasts that the split happened sometime during the Korean War.
But the most important thing we have to decide is whether the split happened. We can figure out when the split happened based on the fact of when Jailhouse Rock came out. But
why? Oh yeah.
It's been established that the split you guys are talking about are split in the timeline, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It happened sometime during the Korean War is when the split happened between Real World and Fallout World.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the listeners were understanding as well.
Thank you for looking out for what we weren't doing.
Our bad.
My eyes started to glaze over, so I had to interact some more.
Well, you and CJ are especially quiet today.
It's because I'm talking a lot, and I don't normally talk so much.
Oh, that's a good thing, Jordan. We need you to talk more.
So, people who are my fans, you're welcome.
Weren't you like the number one on the survey?
Nope, that was me.
No. I was second, though.
Yep, Monty came in last.
Go Jordans.
Go Jordans.
That's why it's Team Jordan Squared.
Is that our name now, Jordan Squared?
I saw someone else besides my sister use it on Twitter, and I'm really afraid that it's catching, but at the same time, totally okay with it. So,
I mean, Jordan Squared, that's fine. I'll take it.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Yeah, if we ever get T-shirts made, that'll be one of them.
All right.
It'll just be you and I that wear them.
I can't tell you how annoyed I am. I can't tell you how annoyed I am that we don't have T-shirts out yet.
Well, and when we learn to draw.
Yeah, eventually. Back on topic, magic.
Jailhouse Rock came out in 1957.
Thank you, Jordan.
That's where we were
What
we were discussing.
What year did the Korean War end?
Fuck if I know. I don't know.
We need a historian.
This is one of those times where somebody's going to get mad at us for getting things wrong.
I'm on Wikipedia, so they cannot fight me.
The 25th of June, 1950 to the 27th of July, 1953.
Interesting. But
So-
that means that it didn't... Fuck.
No,
But that is fucked up.
No, the split still did happen during that
Oh.
time.
But that means that canonically, the
Canonically.
split didn't change things enough where Elvis Presley doesn't create Jailhouse Rock. You're welcome.
Yeah, well, I think that what most people don't realize is that the split happened very, very gradually. So, like, at first, like, during the Korean War, something happened. It could have been, like, one battle that was changed, that started changing things. And after that, it was a slow change. So, like, the first things that we noticed right after the Korean War, like, Richard Nixon never really came into power in the same way that he did in real life. If I remember correctly, they mentioned that he never became president. Am I right?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Nope, I'm wrong. He
I'm
did.
pretty sure he did, but he didn't have the...
Watergate scandal.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the bigger, but point being is that it led up that there were some bigger changes that did happen. Like, there's no mention of Martin Luther King Jr. or the Civil Rights Movement whatsoever. There's no mention of the Summer of Love.
Well, you can see why that would be by...
Well, here's the thing: is that the Summer of Love happened because of all the anxiety that the Cold War was causing, and
Right.
Vietnam. So I mean that's a big thing. I think that the fact that America, I think that again we're gonna get killed because I'm gonna say this, and somebody's gonna point out that I'm wrong. But I think that a lot of I think that American attitude's really changing about Vietnam because Vietnam was the first war that America lost,
Right.
and that changed
Well,
American
didn't
attitude in a lot of
win.
ways. No, we lost. Like officially, we lost.
Yep.
The Viet
Yeah,
Cong
that's
won.
amazing. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I had always been told that we just didn't win.
No,
We lost.
we lost.
I know this one because I
Well,
get
fuck
plenty
you,
of
history
stories
teachers that I had.
from parentals.
And apparently also, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. My dad's a history teacher, so I was going to take that one step further, but I decided against it. Cut that part out.
There's an American idea that we quote unquote tied the war, but in international eyes we lost.
Yeah.
And it really came down to America realizing that we, at least for a little while, that we weren't infallible.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, I mean, there was this huge American ideal right after World War II where we were kind of like, we're the big dogs. We came out of the recession. We came into World War II, kicked everybody's ass, and won. And everybody was like riding this sort of patriotic high. And I think that's there was a lot of that same notion going around during the Korean War and even up until the beginning of Vietnam. And I think that's where we start to really see that shift, is that because there's no mention of the Vietnam War at all in the Fallout universe, so we have no idea if we won or lost. Where is it? Where?
That's not true. In 1, I think it is. I was just reading because I'm on the wiki. God only knows. In 1... Yeah, no, in Tactics. Okay, so it doesn't really count. But in Tactics, in the introduction titles, they show the declaration of war being broadcasted.
Okay, but we still don't know if we won. Okay, here's the point. We don't know if we won or lost.
Yeah.
Because
there's much more coverage on the space race than there is on the actual wars.
Yeah, and I think the space race is another big point. Because, I mean, there's this odd thing where in the Fallout universe we didn't develop the space race quite as we did in the real world. That's another big change. So, I mean, we talk about that the Enclave wanted to set up space bases for higher ups.
Ooh, like a moon base?
Yeah, isn't that what they mentioned because of like Euclid Sea Finder and everything, and they mentioned that was part of a larger project that they were trying to get set up.
I guess yeah, that makes sense.
And then there was something about like it didn't quite work out as they wanted to. When in the real world right now, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal to set up a secondary space station that we could store.
Alternatively, Fallout 4 is just going to be like the Enclave version of Iron Sky.
No.
But
that movie sucked.
I love it.
Oh my
It's
god.
so good.
oh man.
Is this so bad it's good kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean moon
All
Nazis, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, I mean, back on topic. There's a lot of muddled history within the Fallout universe that it hasn't really been flushed out. Point being, a lot of big changes right out, like a lot of smaller changes during the Korean War that led to bigger changes down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where the culture comes in. And that's why my argument is that culture did not stop like a lot of people think. It just developed in a different way than we expected. And the reason that a lot of people say that it stopped is because a lot of the mindset of anti-communist propaganda and the Cold War anxiety never went away.
Well, they also had the Anchorage Reclamation when China was invading,
which would be the first time that we were attacked on U.S. soil in 200 years by a foreign nation and not by a splinter group.
Yeah.
Wait, but what, didn't Pearl Harbor happen?
No, invasion, not attack.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Invasion.
Yeah, that's where I was too. There's also the fact that the transistor wasn't invented.
That's another huge issue, which is interesting. How did they go to space without the transistor?
Who
Was
knows?
the first-
Magic.
Wait, was the first moon landing, did that happen before or after the transistor? When was the transistor?
You know, Jordan, when you have brains in jars that talk to you, I don't really think that science and the probability of it actually being true is the biggest concern for the writers. So, let's just leave it at that.
For your information, the transistor was invented after or before the space race.
I don't need transistors. I got FEV.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
like,
gonna.
fuck it. You can
Are,
just shoot mutants into space. Fuck out everything. Who gives a shit? Really?
I give a shit, Jordan.
Instead
That's
of using
gives a shit.
monkeys, they
Instead
use
of using
mutants.
monkeys, they sent a super mutant. Super mutant said, praised the master, and blew up the spaceship that he was on. End of
Yep.
story.
Yep.
Uh, whatever.
Basically, let's just launch a nuke at the moon and bring it to us.
What?
Problem solved. Continuing on.
How does that help anything, Jordan? That was just off the wall.
It'd be
I
cool
didn't
if
have
somebody
a good
tried to shoot the moon.
segue.
And I mean, that would extend the wasteland, kind
I
of.
mean, I guess so. They're gonna have to do something to extend the wasteland. It's 300
They were
years.
gonna do that in Van Buren. That was gonna be basically how they restarted it,
Yeah.
because you'd have to fire some nuke somewhere.
Well, no, yeah, I agree with that, but I think that what Bethesda's probably going to end up doing is they're going to have a prequel of some sort.
But see, the problem with that is we already know how it ends.
It doesn't matter how it ends. There's a lot of history that's muddled even after the war that we just don't know about. Like, we have no idea what's going on in the Midwest. We have no idea what's going on in...
Yeah, prequels can be pulled off as long as they're pulled off well.
Yeah. There's still a lot of areas that we have no idea what's going on. Like, we have a little bit of an idea what's been going on in the D.C. area, and we have a lot of information on what's been going on in the California, Nevada area. And that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And Washington should go to Washington State at some point.
Yep, Seattle. Let's do it. I want to be able to go to the Space Needle in Fallout and snipe raiders from the top of it.
That'd be some nice skill shots.
Be a long way down, that's what I'll gotta say. You know what would be great is if they had an Easter egg where you had the Wild Wasteland perk on. So for those of you that don't know, when Angry Birds Space came out...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shut up, CJ.
I'm really interested to see where this is going.
When Angry
When
Birds
Angry
Space
Birds
came out, there was an advertisement on the side of the Space Needle, and it was a giant inflated Angry Bird that attached to the elevator that goes up and down the Space Needle. So if there's a Wild Wasteland perk in Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 takes place in Seattle, I want, when you have the Wild Wasteland perk to be on, you go to the Space Needle and there's a giant bird attached to the side of the elevator. Let's do it. Did you see that, Caedo?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, it was interesting.
Last time I went to the Space Needle was like more than 7 years ago.
It's not too far away from me.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever go to Seattle, skip the Space Needle, go to the Experience Music Project instead.
Okay.
That wasn't for you. That was for the listeners.
Oh, okay.
Or people who have never been to Seattle.
Well, let's all meet there.
Let's all meet there.
Everybody
Let's have
just
a meetup.
go to Seattle.
When PAX happens, let's go.
No, let's drive down for the conference. We'll meet at Seattle.
That's not. So we're gonna meet in Seattle, then drive to LA.
Yeah, dude, it'll
That
be a
is
road
the
trip.
most impractical thing I can think of.
I'm sorry you guys don't like fun.
And I have
we
no
don't
idea
like
which direction
traffic.
I would fly in.
No, see, I wouldn't have a problem like driving down, picking up Caedo, and then driving all the way down to LA. That wouldn't be a big deal to me. It would be waiting for everyone to get to Seattle and then driving down with a whole bunch of people that I don't like.
You know,
Like-
I'm just thinking of the 18-hour flight that it would take me.
Is it 18 hours from Berlin to Seattle?
It has to be at least 18 hours. Are you kidding me? I'm literally on the opposite side of the planet,
Not quite. The opposite side of the planet from Seattle is Saint Denis, France.
which is like 4 hours away.
Yeah, so you're not quite on the opposite side. Nice try, though.
Whatever.
We're really off topic. Weren't we? Isn't this podcast supposed to be about Fallout at some point?
It was supposed to be about culture, but for a lot of us, it's not. It's not.
I mean,
fruitful topic.
I love the historical culture of Fallout. There's just not enough of it. Like, just I need to be able to read the pre-war books.
Yeah,
Well,
a
that's
lot
on
of it.
purpose.
A lot of it too is like very vague.
It's left
Yeah.
up to interpret for a lot of people.
You know what I just realized? Jordan has a really good point. Number one distinction between the Elder Scrolls series and Fallout is books.
You can
Yeah,
read them,
how come I
yes.
can read the stupid ass books about, you know, some lusty Argonian and I can't read some damn pre-war books?
That's
Well-
a really good question.
We do have holotapes, which do help some, but not to the extent that books would.
Yeah, not even close. I just realized that I never even thought about that. Same company that makes Skyrim had so many fucking books.
And I read none of them.
Let me tell you though, if Fallout 4 has books in it, I will go to the library. That'll be my first destination right after the
Absolutely.
intro, and I'm just gonna read every single page.
I mean,
Yep.
like, when I think about it, I can understand, like, the ruined books, yeah, fine. They probably shouldn't be able to read them. But there are, like, intact pre-war books in Fallout.
There's a
And I
quest
want
for
to
them.
read them. Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Why the
Not
fuck
only-
can't I read them? Why don't they have something interesting inside?
Here's a really good question. Why are all the books in DC completely ruined, and then you go to Doc Mitchell's house and they're all like perfect, and most of Nevada they're perfect?
They explain this, Jordan. How stop the nukes? Duh.
Then, yeah.
I mean,
And I
Yeah,
guess
but-
people who live on the west coast are better bookkeepers. They care more.
Yeah.
It's just, 50,000 copies of 50 Shades of Grey, which exists in the Fallout universe.
And this was probably just an oversight, but I am severely frustrated that ovens don't work on the West Coast either.
what?
What?
Ovens
Why
in Fallout,
What about ovens at Fallout? Wait,
they
what?
don't work.
Why would they? They got
Well, they
nukes.
should.
I mean, hypothetically, if they're gas ovens...
Yeah, gas ovens would.
No, that makes no sense. Why would
No,
they have
gas
They're out of
ovens
gas.
wouldn't work. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, that the gas lines were still on, right?
Uh-huh.
Why on earth, after 200 years, would the oven still work? Just based on, like, rust and wear and stuff like that.
Because
I mean, isn't
refrigerators
that the
work.
question about everything in Fallout, though? Like, why does this shit still work?
Wait, they never say that refrigerators still work.
They contain
I
food.
was
Food doesn't
talking
rot.
about even, like...
So, I mean,
Food doesn't rot. We've talked about this before. Food doesn't rot because the
Right,
nuke
which is
killed
why
off
there's
every single
fresh
piece of
apples
bacteria.
in vaults.
Yeah.
ooh, nice.
Radiation killed off all bacteria. No more infections. No more rotting food. There. Explanation done.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't see why nobody had in the wasteland when you travel through it had fixed any of the ovens to be able to use it.
How about just standing the dressers up properly?
That too.
Taking all the broken glass off the floor. Picking up the trash. These things aren't explained.
I mean, but if
They're
I
not.
didn't have to, and if I was constantly fighting for my life,
Uh,
something... You know what? I still wouldn't live in a fucking pigsty.
Exactly.
Never
You
mind.
take 5 minutes to pick up the floor. Here's the thing. You're walking around, there's broken glass on the floor, you cut your foot, all of a sudden you can't run, boom, you're dead because you couldn't run away from fucking Deathclaw.
I mean, even if a Deathclaw's chasing after you, you're fucked anyway. But, like, yeah, you have a point.
Alright, to quote Michael Jones, it's a
Great.
fucking video game.
Yeah.
Also, Deathclaws should be smart enough to fit through doors.
No.
I disagree.
I disagree.
What?
Don't do that.
Disagree out of fear, or disagree because they're
They're too
large?
big.
They can still
Some
fit
of
through
them
some
could.
doors.
Here's the thing. Okay,
Have
here's the
you
thing.
seen- Of course you've seen Jurassic Park. I don't want raptors that can open fucking doors, okay?
I feel like
think that would be fun.
No.
I feel like Deathclaws are a little bit smarter than raptors.
Actually, you know what? I know what I want to see in Fallout 4 now.
Raptors?
I want to see raptors. There needs to be like a Jurassic Park Wild Wasteland kind of thing, where suddenly there are raptors.
There
Boom! You're welcome, Bethesda.
there is a Godzilla reference that was cut from the game.
Which one was that?
It's called Gojira. It's a
The giant footprint.
Oh,
no, it's not
that's
that
in
one.
Fallout 1. That's in Fallout 1.
Oh.
No, in Fallout New Vegas, it's a cut fire gecko. It's very large.
No.
Well, thank God.
It's called Gojira. It's great.
Interesting. Because isn't that the Japanese name for
Yeah.
Godzilla? Yeah.
It's what they scream. Everyone thinks that they scream Godzilla, and they just say it weird because they're Japanese. They're actually screaming Gojira in the movies.
Yeah.
So next time you hear your friend say Godzilla, say that's wrong. That's not how it's Gojira.
And start an argument with your friend. Great.
Start an
Great
argument with
bonding.
your friend. Call him a
Fuck your
racist.
friend.
Yeah.
Send
Tell
us
them they're
votes.
stupid.
Send us videos of.
Give 'em some
No, I'm not even going to
things.
say that. Do not fight people. Do not get into fist fights. Have a gentle argument over a nice cup of coffee.
Give them useful chems so their brain works better.
Caedo, quit promoting drug use amongst our viewers, please.
Just mentats, man. I can quit at any time.
Yeah. Okay,
Every
Moby.
time Caedo comes on, we have a discussion about something wildly inappropriate, and we encourage behaviors that should not be encouraged.
Should we go back to our talk about STDs in the wasteland?
No, we should not.
Absolutely.
I like how we got absolutely nowhere this week.
I feel like this is slowly devolving from a Fallout podcast to just a general podcast.
There's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing
This
going
one's
on in
good.
the Fallout.
Because
Bethesda.
when we take such a vague subject as culture, it's really hard to just come up with anything, really.
Meh, we can still talk about it. We've gotten pretty good.
We'll talk about it, but it's the conversations as a result are short-lived.
I don't think that's true.
They
As
just
opposed
get
to
really
talking about
off
weapons
topic.
like we did last week, which is a lot of fun.
See, this is an argument that I got into when we first started this podcast, and my argument was that we were eventually going to run out of topics because there's only so much you can talk about before
When the
Fallout
game
comes out.
isn't even announced after
Yeah.
how many years? 4 years. Fucking
Laser culture.
bullshit.
Laser culture.
should talk about
Everything
laser
should be
culture.
lasers.
I
I currently am playing through Sierra Madre right
Yeah.
now, which is my favorite DLC for those of you who don't pay any attention. And there's holograms and shit.
She's not lying. She actually likes the Sierra Madre. It's weird.
I really
I like
love
that
Sierra
one.
Madre. I get really lost, but I love Sierra Madre.
No one puts the skills to the test, dude. You gotta survive.
When you learn all the
Yes.
stashes, it's kind of
Oh yeah.
easy.
Do lasers work without transistors? Is that a thing?
I have no idea what works with or without a transistor.
Brains floating in jars. It doesn't matter.
I know that weird, like, you have to have the big box TVs without transistors.
Well, yeah, because those are tubes. Those are tube TVs.
Yeah.
Mutated geckos that turn into giant lizards that attack you. Science is.
Transistor radios don't exist in the Fallout universe. There's that.
That's actually really interesting. How do they have high-powered radio frequencies then? That doesn't make any sense.
How do they have a robot that screams anti-communism chants and then throws nukes like football? You know, it doesn't matter.
No, well,
They were taking some notes from the Japanese, and they saw into the future and were like, you know what's going to be really popular? Mecha animes. There you go.
Metal
I
Gear?
was actually thinking Neon Genesis. Anyway,
Okay.
moving on.
Spaceship? Spaceship?
Don't
Robots.
spoil it. Don't spoil Neon. I'm starting to watch that this summer. Don't do it.
It's so good. Definitely
Don't-
watch it. Fucked me up.
Back on topic. Liberty
Giant
actually
robots.
Liberty Prime actually works without transistors. If you look like on his sides and stuff, he has tubes,
He also has football nukes.
which is interesting. If you're gonna design a robot, why not just give it like a gun?
Doesn't it talk about how like the guy ended up like going crazy while it was in development?
I think that was in the notes somewhere on the
Yeah.
computers within the Citadel.
Huh.
Also, Pentagon, really, really small in the Fallout universe.
Yeah, that's just limitations. I was like, the first time I figured that out, I was like, this is weird. And then I went on my 8th grade DC trip. We went to the Pentagon. I was like, this is absurdly large compared to the game.
I'm not gonna lie. The first couple times I actually went to the Citadel, I didn't think it was the Pentagon
Yeah, I didn't think
I
so.
had no idea it was the Pentagon until
because of
I
how
looked something up
small it
online.
was and
Yeah.
being covered half by rubble. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like the Jefferson Memorial kind of makes sense. Like it's a little bit smaller than what the real Jefferson Memorial is, but not too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the
I
Pentagon,
have
it's
no
like
idea.
super.
I've
small.
never been to any of these buildings before, so
Well, step
I
your
should go to DC.
step
The
your
Lincoln
tourist
Memorial's
game up.
pretty big.
Step your tourist game up.
Fuck you, I'm going to Paris.
Should we talk about that? Are you're gonna be gone in what is it next week or the week after that? Because you're going to Paris.
No, I'm not going to Paris until June.
Why do I keep on thinking it's May? I keep on thinking that we're actually in May right now. I keep thinking it's May 25th.
Don't rush it, man.
Don't rush what?
I got things to do before May.
Yeah, I got a big ass test on June 9th, and I'd like to pass it. So
Including a special thank you shout out for you guys. So
Hey, Caedo, we love you. Special
Special.
thank you shout out to you.
love
too.
you more. Shut up.
If you didn't know, Caedo and 3-Day Media are gonna mix into one company.
Oh,
It's gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen.
You keep on saying no, but I'm gonna convince
According
you.
to Jordan.
I'm gonna convince you of it. One of these days, it's gonna happen.
Nah, probably not.
He'll just be around a lot. It'll be like that weird uncle who's not really related to you.
I know it's not Fallout related, but Wasteland 2 coming out on
Wasteland 2.
consoles next month
Oh yeah.
or summer.
I'm still not sure if I'm gonna get.
California.
It's
Cal-
kind of related to Fallout.
It's
Well-
it's really related to Fallout.
Not really related to Fallout.
It is.
It's
Wasteland.
related to Fallout in the fact that In Exile has patented the Van Buren, so
Yeah, but they don't have any of the rights to Fallout, so it doesn't even matter.
but it's
It's still
maybe
really
there's some
good.
under the table deals going on. Gets you thinking, man.
Anyway, people should play Wasteland 2 if they're still waiting for Fallout 4 and want something to.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the
Yeah.
first 2 Fallout games, play Wasteland 2.
It's
great.
really hard.
It'll kick your ass.
Bitch.
If
If
you're
you're a
holding your
bitch.
hand, it's great.
One more thing that I wanted to cover before we go today, that's actually on topic, is why don't we see any music in the Wasteland besides old music? Like, why aren't people creating new music? Why isn't there
Why
a
is there no
band?
Kesha? Oh.
Agatha, she
Yeah,
does
Agatha.
kind of. It's old music, but
But here,
Lone-
them
Lone
and
Wander's son.
the people in Tops are the only 2 groups that I can think of that are creating new music.
oh yeah, wow.
The Lone Wanderer, or not Lone Wanderer, Mysterious Stranger's son or whatever, that dude from Fallout in Vegas plays a guitar. I mean, that's not really
Sure.
making music professional. Well, he becomes a Tops person, so never mind.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said the Tops. The Tops has a couple of artists.
You know, I think part of it is probably that there isn't. I mean, like, okay, I'm not going to sit around and practice my bassoon while fighting for my life, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, where the fuck am I going to find a bassoon?
I don't think a bassoon is the kind of music that people want to listen to on a day-to-day basis.
You're wrong, first of all. It's the best woodwind instrument, in my opinion.
The best woodwind instrument is a violin spun at 4,000 RPM.
I wholeheartedly agree. Cannot think of a better one. But yeah, like I can't see people just sitting around being like, you know what? I've fought off enough raiders for today. I think I'll pull out my trumpet. Like that's not.
Well,
Yeah, that gives away
need
your
to have a
position,
Studio
too.
established for recording.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you have a studio established for recording. You would think that there would, like, in bars and shit, that you would have people who, like, that's their job, that they play music. Like,
I
that's
mean, you do kind of because the Courier makes a reference to like seeing people in New Reno.
Yeah, but New Reno is also like the entertainment capital of all the Wasteland, and that's kind of sad because New Reno is this little dinky town in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Maybe they're like the Brotherhood when it comes to music. They just hoard
Interesting.
all of it.
You're not allowed to have this tuba. You're not allowed to have this guitar.
No, it just takes like one of the families, Mr. Bishop, just come up to him and be like, "You do my daughter. You got music. Get the hell out."
Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to wrap this up. So, thank you guys for being on today. Thank you all. It's so nice to have you.
Thank
You're
you, Jordan.
welcome.
CJ,
Jordan.
CJ, are you there?
Huh? Yeah.
CJ's dead.
CJ,
I'm just contemplating, you know.
rip CJ. Press F to pay respects.
Oh, boy. If I even get one comment that says F, I'll be pretty happy. It's got to be Rob. Rob, I know you're listening to this. Rob has to do it.
Anyways, reminder that your weekly dollar this week is diabetes. So if you can, give a little bit. If you can't, spread the word about it. Important stuff. And thank you for tuning in. If you liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe. If you like Caedo Genesis, make sure you like and subscribe all of his videos. If you like my voice, go ahead and dance. That's... I think I'm going to have to cut that out. I don't know where that came from. Bye, everybody.
Follow me on Twitter. Follow
Bye. No, Cameron.
Bye.
me. Follow me on Twitter.
Bye, everybody.